Hey everyone. Okay, so if you've joined me in any of my first three videos or podcasts, you'll know that I'm turning 50 in a week. I'm a Gen X baby, 1976. It's 2026, February 17th. Also, so super excited because it's the first day of Chinese New Year of the horse. And yeah, so just me and my kombucha. I'm super into the kombucha right now. For the fourth video on 50 things I've learned since I've turned 50. This video is all about teaching because I was a teacher for 22 years before I came out to then work with groups of teachers on coaching, on mindset, on burnout. Yeah, many different things. So if you are looking for someone to talk to and you want someone to help you set your goals and really realize that you are so much more than a teacher and you can do unbelievable amounts of things that maybe you never thought you could do before, DM me. All right. So these are in no particular order when it comes to teaching, but they're just things like as I have a lot of my coaching clients are teachers, and I've worked with groups of teachers before, and I do motivational speaking for teachers like at schools. So we're going to start with number one. Number one, and I'm not going to lie, this is something I didn't actually do because it's something that has become popular now since I've come out of teaching. However, if I was still teaching, I would have taught the kids how to do this. And I absolutely would have incorporated it as a regular practice in my classroom. And that is the importance of breath work and EFT, which is emotional freedom tapping. Um, Dealing with the meridians in the body, like you can do some research on it, but breath work, I only know because breath work has relieved so much of my stress and anxiety. And I was doing my own breath work for years as a teacher because I was meditating and then I would go into teaching and I would just be super calm. Like my last few years of teaching are vastly different from my first years of teaching. Oh my gosh. Like my first years of teaching was horrible. Like I would yell at the kids. I had no calm control over myself at all. It was terrible. But my last 12 years, 12, 13 years, I was much calmer. I didn't care about, I like cared way less about things beyond my control. I was like, okay, well, I can't control that. So like, whatever, I'll just deal with it. And what's within my control here, doing this, right? I would, if I, yeah. So teaching, knowing how much it's worked for me and knowing how critical it is just in general to for kids to learn breath work and learn EFT to relieve anxiety. That is one of the first things I would do is I would teach the kids that for sure. Okay, number two, from a mindset perspective, as a teacher, do your absolute best to get involved with as few gossip conversations as possible because gossip is so incredibly toxic. And I know if you have a boss or like admin person who gossips with you, that's even worse, that is a red flag that you are in a severely toxic environment. Got gossip, in the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, he talks about gossip and how gossip is like the worst form of black magic. It's like giving poison out to, um, it's like, how does he word it? It's like giving poison to someone, but then, or drinking poison, but expecting the other person to die, something like that. It's just the worst thing you can do. And not only that, like gossip is a time thief. So you want to talk about, I don't have time, I don't have time. Well, if you're gossiping with people, guess what? Like you have time. You have time because you are wasting your time. Gossip is stealing your time. And that person who's gossiping with you is not your friend because they are actually also stealing your time. Um, if you're in a major gossip environment, the only thing you could do is leave. The only thing you can do is either find someone who is like your bestie that you guys can bounce ideas off of and they are like on the same page as you the whole time, or you can find another school, or you can like retreat kind of into your classroom, which isn't always the best thing to like withdraw, and you can look for your tribe somewhere else, like online or something. But just be ultra aware of how the negative effects of gossip. Number three, at the end of the day, use a set of affirmations. Um, so I'm going to put the link down below as well for this video to my burnout journal. And the burnout journal has intentions and affirmations like for teachers that you can use to help keep your mind in the right space. But like all the kids were safe today, I did my best and that's good enough, right? Because you have to recognize that every day is not going to be perfect. No day is going to be perfect, actually, as a teacher. No day, no, 0 days. But some days will be better than others. But even on the days that you want to like collapse into you wish like a pit of fire opened into your classroom floor so you could just like jump into it. You just be like, is everybody alive? You did a great job. Like you did great. You kept the kids safe. They all went home. You are the best. Like you are the best. So really, sometimes it's just about that. Some of the kids laugh today? Some of the kids happy? Even better. Can focus on that. Good job, self. So just remember, okay, there's always, you got to try and find the wins. That's super important. Number four, establish and protect your boundaries. So my burnout journal also, like it's an ebook, it's like a 50-page ebook. It's also got a whole section on boundaries if you're looking for like scripts to help you practice setting your boundaries, because that is one of the most important things you can do. For example, even just your actions, like not looking at any emails or any text messages on the weekend, like just now. And if you want, you can set that boundary straight away. If you'd like to, you can even put an email response thing that says, I'm out of the office from this hour to this hour because it's the weekend. I'm spending time with my family, but I will be glad to get back to you on Monday. Right? Sending in an out of office reply. But understanding that no is a complete sentence and a vital tool for self-preservation. You can't do everything. And you'll see if you're one of the teachers who's saying yes to everything, there's another teacher who's saying no because they know that they have to set the boundary or it's just not going to work. So if you need a script, like I would encourage you to have a look at the the burnout journal and see, or like find, go ask around for different scripts you can use to set your boundaries. But you have to do that to prevent resenting your school and your environment and your job. Okay, next. Don't care so much about things beyond your control. Like focus on what's within your control and go from there. And yeah, you can even use AI to help you sort things out if you want, but really, when it comes to control, there is a lot in the school environment that you cannot control. So when you're gossiping about things with a colleague or when you're talking about things, really ask yourself, like, is this within my control? Can I solve any sort of problem here or not really? Um, you like, because if it's not within your control, it's not worth worrying about. It's not worth worrying about if like the kids had breakfast or if there's trauma going on at the house. Like you can't take that on. I did a whole video and podcast on how to not take trauma home with you as a teacher. So you might want to check that out. And I should actually link it in the show notes as well. I'll link my best videos in the show notes. So also, oh, and if you're a teacher and you want to be interviewed on my podcast, like you want to have a little sesh and put it out there, please do. Also, if you're doing teachers pay teachers, because I always love interviewing teachers that are that are working their teachers pay teachers stores. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, just don't care as much about things not within your control. You cannot control what the education department decisions the education department makes. You can only try to make what they want you to do as easy as possible for you. Learn how to type. Like, I mean, I really can't stress that one enough. I feel like typing was the best thing. Like, thank you being an 80s kid, because we were forced to like do typing like in school, and greatest thing ever. Greatest thing ever. Anyway, but yeah, just really ask yourself, what can I control? Can I control if the kid did their homework? No. So why am I yelling at them? Just careless, whatever. If they didn't do it, it's not your problem, right? Give them the answers, move on, because it's going to make your life a lot easier. And if the kids are expecting the answers, be like, fine, like tell them, like say, look, I'll give it to you, but when the test comes, like it's not going to help you. If you want to track how often they haven't done their homework and get them to put a little tick on the board or whatever, like you can track it, but don't get upset about it. It's not worth it. It's the only person that getting upset is you. The kid's not upset. I promise you. Um, okay. Next, number 5. Yeah, I think I'm at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Write down your goals and move towards them. So I did do this in my first set of 10 videos, which was on mindset, but like so many teachers don't write down their goals. And my clients, I say to them, the first thing I say, like, what are your goals? Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to learn something that's going to push you into a different area of teaching? Or do you want to like train teachers? Do you want to create products for teachers? Like, what do you want to do? Other than just being a teacher, because you are allowed to have goals. Like you are a person, right? Yes, you're a mom and a daughter and a sister and a teacher and a wife or a husband or brother or whatever, but you are allowed to have goals. So what are they? Like write them down and then start seeing, is there anything you can focus on moving towards those goals? How can you start moving towards them? Because it's incredible when I work with my clients, they're like, well, I haven't really thought of it. I'm like, okay, well, like we're gonna start there. Like, what does like, and we walk through it, right? Because that's what I do when I coach. Like we talk through it and we get to a point like, this is actually what I would love doing. I'm like, okay, now we have a place to start. Let's go. And you'll be amazed how things shift. But you need to do your absolute best to leave your teacher hat at the door when you leave school and and work on yourself as much as possible when you get home. Like I can't stress that enough. Like self-care, working towards your goals, writing down what you want, because in the end it's about you. You got to try and work really hard to stop ruminating on what happened at school and the kids. Have a mind dump page, like if you've got to do things the next day, but unless you are actually going to sit down and do something at home that's linked to school, which I do not recommend unless it has to get done, um, then just brain dump it onto a piece of paper, onto a notepad, and worry about it tomorrow, because you want to get into the habit of making home time for you, because it is all about you. It's about your life. You are number one to a lot of people, even if it's just your cat or your dog, right? You want to show up for them. And most importantly, you want to show up for you, right? What do you want? Spend that time working on you. Spend that time going for a walk. Spend that time, taking a bath if you want, or like doing the self-care, reading your book, writing down your goals, like doing some meditations, like take that time for you so that you realize like it's about you, girl. Okay. Okay. Next, number 6. Different things work for different classes. So just breathe until you find out what works. And this is what I also I'm going to repeat this at number 9, but yeah, this is number 7. Yeah. Um, Not everything is going to work for the same class. You've got to find different things to work, right? To make it work. And kids are changing all the time. Um, so see what you can do, right? Go out there and find what's going to work for this class. And if something didn't work, don't beat yourself up for it. Try something new the next day, right? That's the key. That's the craziest thing about teaching, because you've got like, there's a reason why Survivor is so successful. It's because it's a different group of personalities every time. So it's different every time. That's why your class is different every time. That's why not everything works the same. Yes, some things will work the same. And I mean, awesome once you figure those out, but they're different for everybody. So just note down what's not working and then solve the problem. Go find different ways you can solve the problem. And yeah, if you've got any advice, tips, tricks, if you're like a teacher, you want to like deliver them below, please do. Everyone is here to learn from everybody else. Okay. Number 8, learn what organization strategy works for you. There is no excuse like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that was coming up. I didn't know. Like in younger teachers, especially, I see they don't have an organization strategy. Like, are you the type of person who needs a journal? I'm not. I mean, I would stop using a journal in like Feb. Okay. But I was great with a desk calendar. I would have a desk calendar. And if something was happening, I would write it on the desk calendar so I knew, or I'd use reminders on my phone. Like this is happening in a week, make sure I'd use my calendar like on my phone or on my computer, right? I would find what worked for me because you have to be organized. You have to be able to do things and not drop the ball and forget about them. Um, this just all you have. Yeah, yeah, you have to find a strategy that works for you. Ask other people what their strategies are and then figure one out for yourself. um Also, one, taking as little as possible when you go home, right? Marking in the class, like the minute I started marking while I was in class, like that was a total game changer because I would move around and I would mark and I would have way less work to take home, and I was an English teacher, so that helped a lot. Also, one of my favorite videos I did with one of my friends and coaching clients, Robin, we did like a whole thing on new teachers, helping new teachers. So tips for new teachers. So definitely, I'll put that in the notes. You have to check that out. Okay. Number 8, find your tribe and understand that it may not be at school. It might be online. Guys, I cannot stress enough how disappointing it is, the amount of toxic social media influencers that are out there that are just dissing teaching and everything that's bad about teaching and everything that's horrible. The fact of the matter is, you're in it, you're a teacher. Unless you're leaving tomorrow, you need to find people that are trying to make it positive. I mean, I saw a guy. Oh, he was so good. I posted it on my Instagram stories. And he's like, I hear all these negative things about teaching. Like, give me some positive stories. And I mean, like 100 teachers messaged him. Like, that's what you need. You need to be feeding the positive mindset because the negative mindset is already so prevalent with teachers. You have to be staying positive. You have to remember that it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good week. You're going to handle everything with grace, with love, with calm. And you're going to find those influencer teachers out there that are trying to make your life easier, better, all of that. And yeah. And if you find that there's a teacher influencer that's super negative, just block them, unfollow them. Like, don't stay there with them. Go on Facebook and find, tribes of teachers that are positive, or on Instagram, or whatever your favorite social media is, right? But you have to do that. It is so easy to get sucked into negative stories about teaching. So easy. It's up to you to do that or not do that. Just keep searching, classroom organization tips, like tips for teachers, tips for, working with Generation Alpha or Generation like Gen Z, or, positive teacher accounts to follow, positive teacher blogs, just that kind of thing, because there are a lot of people out there that really love their job and are trying to do everything they can. And I will, I've always gone on record as saying the biggest issue is that the system is designed to teach the kids of the past, not the kids of the future. But to overhaul an entire system, it's not going to happen tomorrow. And people are trying, and by trying, I mean they are giving the teachers more work. I know the admin is absolutely insane, but you got to try and find a way to, maybe, I don't know, can you use AI to help you to make it easier for yourself? Can you make a template? Can you do something to make it easier so that you get it done? Um, that's, yeah. So just go out there and find your tribe. Find a tribe that they're still in a good space. They still like what they're doing. and they want to help you. And if you have questions, they will answer those questions because those people exist. Really, they do. Okay. And remember, like, most importantly, when you're a teacher, you're changing lives. Like, don't forget that. Last but not least, um, with regards to toxic leadership. Okay. So if you have, and I've seen this before, if your admin is toxic or your leadership is really toxic, you're not going to change that. You're not going to change that. Those people, it's for whatever reason it is, it is. Okay. So either you do what they need you to do and you focus on you, or you apply for another job at another school and see if you can, like, and keep doing that until you get to the school that has great admin that wants and you want to grow. Or you write down your goals and you see, okay, what can I do? How can I upskill myself to be into maybe you're in primary school and you want to go to high school and you be more specialized, right? Or maybe you want to start learning more about a specific topic so that you can train teachers, or you can, like, do trainings at conferences or something. There are other things you can do, but the fact is, like, if you have a toxic environment at school, toxic leadership, the only thing in your control is leaving. So immediately get your CV going and start applying. No matter what anyone says, I don't care what anyone says, you need to get out, because if you don't, it will just be you on antidepressants, and then you'll just be, and I mean, if that's how you want to go through life, I mean, that's fine. I'm not judging. I mean, some people don't mind that. So, um, but you're going to be on some form of medication for stress and anxiety. And you probably don't want that. So if you don't want that, if you're cool with not having, like, then I'm just saying that's all you can do is leave, is go look for something else. If you have any questions, you want to talk it out, like, let me know. If you feel like having a coach for a few sessions would work for you to help you, just guide you in that direction, I'm always available. Yeah, you can DM me anytime. So, okay, those are my 10 main tips for teachers. They're not like tips for teachers, they're just things that I have learned myself. A very super quick story. This is in my burnout journal anyway, but, like, talking about not toxic environments, but what caused me to leave when I was on the verge of burnout. Because the thing is, you have to be ready for change, right? Like, you can't be scared of change. Change is just inevitable and you need to embrace change. And I embrace change. So I was working at a school for like 8 years. Um, and I just had a few events happen that were really bad and they weren't me. And I knew it was because the school had changed leadership and there was just a lot more pressure. It was like a private school. It was like really, really prestigious private school. And there was a lot more pressure. And my colleague was male, and he was a really nice guy, but he was like the sports guy. So he was, him and the principal were like, oh, sport, blah, 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 blah. So I was just doing everything. Not that, and guys, this is like my fault too, because if I had asked my colleague to do stuff, he would have done it. I just don't, I was one of those at that time that was like, well, he won't do it good enough. He won't do it the way I want it done. So I did it all. And inevitably, after like a series of events, um, I was like, I need to make a plan. I need to figure out how I'm going to leave this school because I'm going to burn out and it's not good. Like, I can see it happening already. So what do I do? And so then I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but I'll do a separate maybe podcast for that. But I basically got a job at another school, which wound up guiding me into where I need to be today. And it was an amazing, amazing change. It was the best thing I did. Closer to home. It was incredible. It was just the greatest thing I could have done for myself. So you put it out there, you write it down, like, the universe will make it happen. Anyway, all right. I love you. I'm getting into this is video number 4 of my top 50 things I've learned now that I'm turning 50. And I will see you in video number 5, I hope. But like I said, please pop your comments down below. Anything that can help teachers, anything positive. Please don't put any negative stuff about teaching down there. Or if you put something negative, you must offset with a positive.
And I will hopefully, yeah, catch you in the next video. All right, sending all the teaching love. Bye.